Hey everyone, it's Kara here, and I am excited because I get to show you all of the electronics slash filming gear that I'm taking with me on the trail this year. So we are here in my office at home on my desk where I normally film all of my videos for my other channel, but I thought this was a good setup so you can stare straight down at what I've got going on here. So I know this looks like a lot. It looks like a lot to me too, but I am going to be filming vlogs and taking a lot of photos, and good quality picture is really important to me. So with that being said, here is what I'm taking with me, at least to start. Originally, when I was planning everything I was going to take with me, I had planned to film everything on my iPhone, which is actually what I'm recording on right now. And my plan was to use this Moment case, which is special because it allows you to attach Moment lenses, which are these guys right here. And I just have two Moment lenses. One is a wide angle, 18mm wide angle lens, and it's really neat because it just goes right on here. You just line up that top white line there with the line on the case, give it a 90-degree turn, and it's sturdy on your phone case. What's cool as well is if you have a dual lens camera on your phone, you can choose whether you want it on your regular lens or your tele lens, which is really neat. So I do have this case and two lenses. This is the, again, 18mm wide angle. And this one, which is really, really hard to get the cap off of because it's so shallow. This is a tiny, tiny, tiny little 25mm 10x macro lens. It has this little screen here to diffuse light if you wish. And again, really simple. You just find the little line on the lens, line it up on the case, and give it a 90-degree twist, and you are good to go. So this was going to be my original video setup. Now, I came across a video on YouTube. Let me get these back in here. P.S. This weighs, let me take out their little cases. This is what I hadn't decided yet either. Would I take them in this case that's a lot more secure, or would I take them in their little pouches? So weight-wise, if we can get this to load, there we go. With the case, it is 5.5 ounces just for these lenses. However, if we did them in their pouches, let's put the pouches on top there, it's 4.5 ounces. So it's only an ounce heavier to take them in the case, which for me, I value the safety of my lenses more than losing an ounce. So I would definitely take them in the case. All right, and then in addition to that, I am going to be taking this Rode VideoMicro microphone. Now this has a dead cat or a windscreen on it, but you can see it's just a really tiny microphone, and it actually plugs in to my phone to record audio. Now I have an iPhone XS Max, and so I need to use a dongle for that, which I have in my cables. So it just attaches here, this plugs into the phone, and I can record audio. So all in all, my setup was really, really big. If you consider my Joby GorillaPod, this is the 500, and then I have a Manfrotto TwistGrip for my phone, so it kind of twists, expands, etc. to put my phone in. Then having the microphone on top, the shoe mount, like so. And just imagine my phone in here with the giant lens and trying to hold this up and film. This little attachment here is for something else that I'm going to show you in just a minute. So you can see that's a pretty big setup to be carrying around, even though for the most part everything is very mobile and user-friendly. It's just a lot to wrangle. And I don't mind doing that for video quality, but here's my alternative and what I've kind of been considering as of late. And that is this tiny little camera. And I'm going to take it out of all the cases and everything that I have it in for now, just to show you. This is the DJI Osmo Pocket, and it is a 3-axis gimbal. It can shoot up to 4K at 60 frames per second. I'm going to power it on here. It powers on super quickly, and you don't even need to attach this to your phone. You can actually record right onto here, onto the SD card, and then transfer it to your phone later. However, you can also flip this little guy around and attach it to your phone so you have a separate kind of viewfinder while you're filming video. So that is where this little attachment comes in, is I would put my Osmo Pocket in here. I've got my phone attached as well, and then I can hold this just like I would filming myself on my phone, except I'm using this separate camera. And what I really love about this is how smooth the footage is. I still have to practice with it a little bit to get everything a lot smoother, but the idea of having this gimbal with me is really exciting. And one really cool thing it does is it also takes, it's shutting off automatically. It also takes time lapses and motion lapses, and I can also do large panoramas just with the click of a button, and it takes like 2 seconds to do a panorama. Whereas with my phone, any of you that have an iPhone, you know you have to kind of scan slowly. It'll tell you, you know, you need to move up or down to keep it level. This, all you do is hold it in one place for 2 seconds and it takes a panorama. So it's really, really neat, really nifty device. And I'm starting to think that this might be all I need to bring with me, along with some accessories for it, instead of my Moment lenses, the Moment case, my giant microphone. The microphone on this is actually pretty good. It's obviously not as good quality as the microphone. However, there's no way to attach an external microphone to this as of right now. Now, where it gets tricky with this is all of the different attachments that I would want to or need to bring with me. So first, you saw the case that I had it in. This is a case by PolarPro, and I'm gonna have to switch this back around to put it in its case. So this case by PolarPro, obviously you can probably tell by the attachments, it allows you to mount this camera to any type of GoPro mount. So just putting it in its case right here, we still have all the functionality of the buttons. You can still see the screen, and now I can attach it to any of these cool GoPro accessories. So I've gone through all of the GoPro accessories that I have and kind of picked out what I think I would like to have with me. And there's really only 2. One is a standard 1/4-20 tripod mount, so I can actually attach this just directly to my tripod instead of also having my phone on there. The second is this belt clip or backpack clip. So all I would need to do is attach my camera on here via the little GoPro mount, and this is just a little clip that I can clip on to my sternum strap or my backpack or anything like that and be hands-free and do some point of view stuff, which if you saw my little mini shakedown hike in Vermont, this is what I was using to do the POV shots on that. So these 2 attachments right here are probably what I would go with as far as the GoPro stuff. Now, I also have a separate case from PolarPro, which is actually a tripod mounting case. And I don't know if I want to bring this one with me or not, but just to show you how this one works, looks like I need to take this off. There we go. Slides right in here. And what's cool about this one is I can still attach my phone on the side, and this just locks down pretty easily there. There we go. And now I can mount this to my tripod, and also I have an extra 1/4-20 mount on the side where I could actually attach my external microphone. Unfortunately, DJI has not come out with the adapter for this to allow an external mic yet. So hopefully that will happen soon. I doubt it'll happen before I get on the trail, but if it did, this would be the perfect setup so I could have my microphone set up externally and film everything on here. And again, I don't know if I really want or need to take this case just because I can attach my GoPro mount and 1/4-20 right to here and attach that to my tripod without the need for an extra little case. So most likely this one is going to stay at home, but it would be really handy if I had the ability to do an external microphone, which hopefully will be available soon. So it might be one of those things that I am not going to start with, but I might have sent to me later on if DJI comes out with that adapter while I'm on the trail. And then also for the DJI Osmo Pocket, we have the Wi-Fi module adapter. So this Wi-Fi module, how it works is you plug it into the bottom and you just stand this up anywhere you want, and you can control your Osmo Pocket manually from your phone at a distance. So this would be really cool for shots that I want to get of myself, like walking by or passing mile markers and things like that. And also for time lapses, if I have a nice steady surface to put this on, I can set it down and do a little time lapse. Now, what happens if I want to wirelessly control this while it's on my tripod? Well, I got this little adapter from PolarPro as well, and it is basically just an adapter for you to slide on here, like so. You'll see you still have access to the USB port, meaning you can charge while you're doing this, and then it has the quarter 20 on the bottom. So I can just attach this directly. Okay, sorry, that was a little fiddly there for a second, but I can just attach this directly here on my tripod, and if I ever have anywhere that is kind of tricky to set up a time lapse or to set my camera where, you know, it may not stand up just on this base, I can just attach it to my tripod here and be good to go. So those are the attachments that I would be bringing for it. And then the very last one is a really simple cover here, because this comes in a little case that keeps it nice and protected. However, I plan on keeping it for the most part in my GoPro mount, so it won't fit in that case. And that case is what protects this gimbal from moving around and getting bumped and possibly broken. So this little adapter, again from PolarPro, and I will try to link this all down below for you if you're curious, but this just snaps right on and it holds everything in place for you. So it covers and protects your screen. It also locks your gimbal, so you don't have to worry about that moving around. And then again, I would normally keep it in this GoPro case. In this GoPro attachment case right here. And this would be my normal setup. What's really cool about this case as well is that it does not block the microphones on this camera. This camera has two microphones. One is a little pinhole right here and one here on the bottom. And it makes it to where when I'm holding it and possibly like just holding it out and filming myself, it's really easy to grip nicely without blocking those microphone holes, which is really important. All right, so that is my DJI Osmo Pocket and how I plan on using that. A couple of other things here that I didn't really touch on was my StickPic. This goes on the end of my trekking pole and it has the quarter 20 mount here. So I could technically attach my camera with this little GoPro mount and attach this onto the end of my trekking pole and use that as a selfie stick. So kind of neat, doesn't weigh a whole lot. So I think it's, let's see, it is a whopping 3/8 of an ounce, 11 grams. 11 grams, this little guy. In addition to all of that, I also have these Freewell ND filters for the DJI Osmo Pocket. So these are just tiny little ND filters, which will help to control the amount of light that's getting into the lens, which is really important in a lot of scenarios when you are shooting outside and you want to have a better handle on the exposure and everything else. So I will have these with me. And then let's talk about power for a second. I have the Anker 20,100 milliamp hour battery. I have tested this and this bad boy will fill up my phone about 5.5 times. I have not tested it on the DJI Osmo Pocket, but I will say that this thing charges super fast. It charges within about 40 minutes to 100%. and the battery lasts for about 2 hours of shooting in 4K. So shooting in 1080p, which is what I plan on doing, I should get a little bit over 2 hours of footage on this little guy per charge, which is awesome. So in addition to my battery, I also have the fast charger. This is the Anker fast charger. So normally this giant battery pack takes about, oh gosh, I don't know, a really long time, like 12, 15 hours to charge. With this fast charger, it charges in about 4.5 to 5 hours. So a lot quicker for me to just charge overnight when I'm in a hostel or hotel or wherever I'm at. And what's nice about this brick as well is it actually has 2 USB ports. So I can not only charge my Anker, but I can charge my phone or whatever else I want to at the same time right here. And last but not least, let's talk cords. So these are a jumbled mess because I just had them in my bag last weekend in Vermont. But of course I have standard Apple headphones. I will also be using this dongle with those because I can't find my lightning headphones. So I'm just going to take these and use the dongle. I have a charging cord for my phone. And then I also have a charger for my Anker. Now this, you'll notice I have a tiny little dongle on here. So this is to actually convert this mini USB. I can convert that to a lightning cable. And that for me is just in case my lightning cable for my phone kicks the bucket, because that tends to happen sometimes. This little dongle is just a backup for me where I can convert my Anker cord into a lightning until I can go and get a new lightning cable. And I do have one more cord, and I guess I forgot to bring it up with me, but that is the charger for my DJI Osmo Pocket because it is a USB-C charger, but you probably get the picture there. So all in all, oh, I didn't mention this little guy. This is my Peak Design. Oh gosh, I want to call it a case clip, but I might be butchering that. This actually attaches to your backpack strap. So you basically loosen these up, slide this behind your backpack strap, slide this part in front, and tighten it down. And I might put this on my pack strap, I might put it on my belt, I'm not sure. But then you can attach this. For example, I could have this attached here, and then I can have my Osmo Pocket attached right there. I have my Osmo Pocket attached right there. And then what's cool is if I don't want to put this into my pocket, I can just snap it right on to my belt or my backpack strap. And that is going to hold that there firmly and nicely in place. Now I haven't really played around with this to see if it might be a substitute for my clip here that I have. So I am going to play around with that and let y'all know which one I'm actually going to take. However, I was thinking of this more just for storage purposes. When I'm not using my camera, I can just kind of slide it into my belt or onto my pack strap to keep it safe and sound while I'm not using it, instead of having to try to find a pocket to throw it into or something like that. And then it's really cool because this is not going to come off no matter what you do unless you push this button, and then it slides right out. So it's really easy access, basically just to always have my camera on hand there, which I really like. All right, so that is my Peak Design clip. I'm just going to call it a clip because I don't remember what it's called. And what's cool if I did it that way is I could just always keep this attached here. And then whenever I'm filming, I can just move this down and hold it and film, or I can attach it to my pack and film that way. But yeah, pretty neat little gadget there. All right, so let's take a look at the all in all here, because, oh, I also have this translucent case for my phone. One of the big things is that if I have this moment case on my phone, the Osmo Pocket will not connect to it. The case is too thick, whereas it will connect with this one. So here's my thoughts. Basically, I want to weigh everything and see what the difference really is. So I'm going to grab a little notepad and a pen so I can write these things down as I go. And let's just check it out. So my moment gear, if I was to take all of my moment gear that I was originally planning on, Let's see if I can stack this all up there. All right, that is a total of 10 3/8 ounces. And then if I swap this for my Osmo Pocket, I know it's going to be heavier. I just know it right off the bat. With all the accessories, I'm going to leave this out because I don't think I'm going to be taking that. Figure out how to stack this all on here. There we go. It actually might be lighter, y'all. I don't know if I necessarily need this because I have that attachment. So let's leave that off. And let's leave this clip off because I think this is going to solve all my problems with that. That puts us at 11.34. 11 3/4. And all of this, let me move this back into view there. All of this is way more portable, in my opinion, than this, and this. Just because they're tinier parts, I can have this clip to me. I don't have to worry about where the heck am I going to stuff this giant thing when I'm not using it. So all in all, I think my plan is to actually start with everything except for the items that I just excluded. So let's arrange this back. So we've got my Osmo Pocket, we've got my Moment lenses, we've got my Moment case, my other case because I'll need it when I'm using it with the Pocket, all of my chargers, my tripod, my phone adapter, all of the cords, this giant microphone, little adapters for the Pocket, my belt clip, and ND filters. And I hope that all of that is still in frame. I can't really see. And then of course all the cords. So I think I'm going to start with all of this that you see here and just see what I use. What do I prefer and what is worth it for me to continue with on the trail. I might find that pulling my phone out to set everything up with my Moment lenses and the microphone and doing all that is just too much of a hassle, and it's easier for me to just grab my Pocket and film there. I also might find that fiddling with all the different attachments for the DJI Osmo Pocket is just a lot more work than it's worth, and I might find that it's easier just to always keep a wide angle lens on my phone, keep that attached to my tripod, and just use that and nothing else. And alternatively, I might find that I have uses for everything and I want to keep it all. So I guess we're just gonna kind of have to wait and see how it all pans out. But I just wanted to walk you through my thought process today on all this electronic stuff. I know this was probably a little more long-winded than usual, but it's kind of a lot to cover and it's a lot to think about. And the electronics is something that has really been top of mind for me for a long time, trying to figure out exactly how I'm going to do everything. But I will say, having this Osmo Pocket out on the trail with me last weekend in Vermont, I really fell in love with the camera. I think if I have more practice with that, getting the footage even more stable than it was, and playing around with the ND filters and all the time-lapse features and things like that, I think I've got myself a great little vlogging camera there, and I might be able to send a good chunk of this stuff home. And I'm hoping to know kind of by Neil's Gap when I get there what I'm going to keep or send home, both electronics wise and everything else wise. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you have any questions or anything that I didn't cover appropriately enough for you, drop them down below and I will answer down there. And yeah, I will see you guys really soon. I'm going to have another gear video coming up with all the clothing that I'm going to be taking with me and my big 3 that I did not talk about in my last gear video. All right, y'all. I hope you have a great Saturday, great weekend, and I'll see you out there. Bye.